Welcome back to another episode of I Am Jack's Broken Femur. My name's not Jack. If you like this channel and you would like to help support it, or maybe you just like the picture of the cat, please click on the link for my PayPal in the pinned comment. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to another episode of I Am Jack's Broken Femur. My name's not Jack. You'd think as a hobo, a homeless person, a vagabond, whatever you want to call yourself, you think nobody's going to pull a con on you. For instance, I don't mean merely rip you off because you passed out in a doorway or something like that. That kind of thing happens all the time. But I mean a trusted person, somebody who has spent a lot of time gaining your trust. And then they pull some real bullshit on you. Well, this has happened to me about 4 times in the last almost 12 years I've been living like this. And I'm going to talk about one of them today. This was when I was in Salida, Colorado, and I really enjoyed living in Salida, Colorado. It's a really cool place. About 5,000 people live there. It's moderately wealthy. Lots of people there. If you want to go there, there's not a lot of homeless people. People will put you to work. They'll pay you. You'll make friends. And eventually you can make a little money and move on if you want to. Where you could just get a regular job and rent a place. I almost did that. But anyway, in my travels in that place, I was there for 3.5 years. And I met a guy named John. Okay, John and I became friends. And I liked John. I mean, he had some quirks to him that were really irritating. But he seemed like a pretty solid guy. And he ended up trying to fuck me. Big time. Now, what do I have to take? Well, at one point I did have something to take. And it kind of went like this. I had one summer in which I had a lot of odd jobs. I was working for two different wealthy families who lived in that town, and they were paying me real well. You know, to pull weeds, to move rocks, do a little bit of landscaping, stuff like that. Worked out pretty good. Towards the end of the summer, I had $1,500 in the bank. So we'll just leave that part of the story alone. Back to John. John was... He was an independent, he was self-employed, okay? He was a carpenter and a builder, and he was good at what he did. For instance, if you needed a garage built, he could build you a garage. If you needed an extension built on your house, he could do it. If you needed your kitchen remodeled, he could do that. And he had a lot of clients. He was a trusted guy, okay? And he tried to fuck me. And this was so stupid. Now, there was one thing I noticed about John right off that was really fucking irritating. We used to have coffee together every morning at this really nice little coffee shop in Salida, Colorado. Everybody went there. It was neighborhood owned, and it was a really nice place to go, to meet with everybody first thing in the morning, get the news, maybe pick up a job for yourself, something like that. And me and John used to have coffee together almost every single morning. And the only thing he did that just irritated the fuck out of me, he was always bumming cigarettes off me. Okay? Marlboros. They were like $6 a pack back then. They're even worse now. But, we'd be having coffee together, and about an hour and a half into it, he's bummed 5-6 cigarettes off me, and I'd get mad at him. I said, you dumb motherfucker, you get paid good. You got work all over town. You never get around to buying your own cigarettes. Now, I should have seen that as a big red flag right there. Okay, because this would have been indicative of far worse scenarios to come in the future. But I didn't pick up on it. I thought he was just irritating. He never buys any fucking cigarettes. Always bumming smokes off everybody else. Well, that was pretty much it. I mean, I didn't have any dealings with him. He never offered to give me any work or anything. We'd have coffee. There was one other thing, okay? He had it in his mind that all young, hot women liked him, had a secret crush on him. I thought that was weird. I'll touch on that a little bit later. But, so I save up this $1,500, right? And I was really proud of myself. I thought, I got a little traveling money if I want to get out of here or whatever. And I made the mistake of letting this slip to John. It came up in the conversation somehow. I have no idea, but yeah, I got $1,500 in the bank. It's been a good summer for me. Okay, his whole attitude towards me changed instantly. I noticed his behavior got a little strange after that. And the very next morning, Okay, I come in for coffee. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. John comes in, and he's just got this weird look on his face. And he comes over to me, and he looks at me, and he says, good morning, Raj. And I'm like, yeah, good morning, John. And he's like, just standing there, like he wants to say something else, and he can't spit it out. And then he walks off. And I thought, well, that was weird. What was that all about? And maybe a half hour later, I'm standing outside this coffee shop talking to somebody, and he comes up to me and he goes, so Raj, do you have any work today? Do you need some work? Now, there was something really strange here, because John, there's two things that are strange here. One thing, he had never offered to give me work before. He never gave anybody any work. He always worked by himself. Number two, he's talking strangely. There's an inflection in his voice that was never there before, He's hiding something. Something's going on. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I said, well, no, I do have work today. I'm working for so-and-so. I've been working for them all week. And, yeah, I don't need anything. I'm doing good. And again, he just kind of hangs in the air with that, like he wants to say something else. And he doesn't do it. And, I've noticed it now. You're acting weird, John. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I remember I left, and he leaves, and then I get a phone call from him. And it's very hard to try to reproduce what he said verbatim, but it was just, he's talking in that weird voice, and he's saying to me, well, Raj, I have all these gift cards, lots of gift cards. I've got a lot of money on all these gift cards, and I want to go rent some equipment from the equipment rental in town so I can do this other job, but they won't take these gift cards. And I have a lot of these gift cards. And I'm thinking, why are you telling me this? I hadn't put it together yet. And he goes, I was wondering, if you would help me rent some of this equipment, you can have all these gift cards, and I'm thinking, you motherfucker, you're trying to weasel that $1,500 off me to go do some bullshit job. I have no idea what you're up to. And in exchange, you want to give me a bunch of fucking gift cards. You know what? To Applebee's, Walmart, whatever. I don't want any of that shit. And I didn't say any of this, but I finally told him, I said, this is what I said exactly. I said, John, and this is after a 10-minute, very convoluted phone call. I said, listen, this dance has too many steps. That's exactly what I said. And he hangs up, and I go my way. I did whatever I was doing that day. But then I got to thinking about it, and this really made me angry, because you remember earlier in the day, that morning, he offered me a job. And he'd never offered me work before. Okay? And if I would have accepted that job, what would have happened? Well, there was no fucking job. What he was going to do, he was going to put me in his van, and we were going to drive straight to this equipment rental place, and he was going to put me on the spot for money so he could rent this equipment, hoping that he was good enough friends with me by this time that I would just lay down and do it. That really made me angry, because I thought I was friends with this guy. This is one of those short cons that hurt me. It didn't get me. He didn't even get close to getting his claws on that money. But it really hurt me to have to shut him down, because I thought we were friends after that. No fucking way. And I know what would have happened if I would have went through with this. If I would have done what he wanted. He would have got $900,000 off me, whatever. There never would have been any fucking gift cards. There never would have been nothing. I never would have got my money back. And this is the other thing that I thought about it later. He was a prominent, self-employed carpenter and builder in this town. He had worked for a lot of people. And he had to go to a homeless guy to finance one of his jobs. And this was the other big mystery about John. He never had any fucking money. Okay, I watched him build a custom garage for a very wealthy client in Salida. And he built it in about 2 months. And it was not just a regular slap-together garage either. I mean, this was a custom job. It had a multi-pitched roof, and it had custom stained glass windows in it. John did all that. And I know this guy had to have paid him $70, $80, $90,000 to build this garage, and suddenly he's broke all over again. So that was the big mystery about him. You know, where does all your fucking money go? And I think, you know, over the years, I think he was either getting catfished a lot by young women on the internet. You know, these people that come to you and they send you pictures of themselves, but it's not them. It's really gorgeous young women. I think he was either getting catfished all the time, or maybe he was doing online gambling, which will take every fucking dime you have. Online gambling is the worst gambling there is, man. I used to work for the casino industry. I know how it works. Online gambling is completely unregulated. You know, you first get an account with those people and you'll win like crazy for the first couple weeks. After that, you never win anything. But I'm really getting off track with that. But anyway, yeah, this was just one time. Some motherfucker was just keeping me in his little friendship pool to see if he could get something off me later. And fuck that guy, fuck you, John. I don't care if you ever see this video, you're a piece of shit.